I worry for Shogun Season 2. Shogun is one of those shows that are as close to perfect as a series can get. There are some issues I have with it in earlier episodes. Not major issues, like minor issues, like sometimes you can tell they're standing in front of a green screen. Most of the time, everything looks real, or as real as they can be without going back to feudal Japan. Shogun is the type of show where two characters can be sitting and just talking for 5 minutes straight. And you're so engaged that you're hanging off of every word they say. And the acting in Shogun is so good. And that's what makes me so worried that they're continuing Shogun. Because the way it ended, it didn't need a continuation. FX has a good track record, sort of. Because FX produced Snowfall, and it has like 5 seasons. They also produced American Horror Story, which has a couple of good seasons. You know when you find a video essay and then you just put it on about something that you've never watched and you know nothing about? It's not like that's my opinion about the show, but I've heard opinions about the show. And FX also produced a show that was very high quality that I really liked, but it got canceled. It got canceled after 1 season. It was The Bastard Executioner, which no one will know what I'm talking about because no one watched it. Still, you know, with a show that's that high in quality, a second season is unlikely to be able to meet that bar. This video is basically just theories for what me personally, it's just my opinion, how I think that they can make season 2 work. And if you like to hear me yap, that's all this is gonna be. I want it to be as good as season 1, but I'm not going to go in expecting it. It's set in feudal Japan. Our protagonist, he's Protestant, and he ends up on the section of land that's like controlled by Lord Toranaga. They're all starving and they get there and they're weak because they drifted off course and they ended up in this foreign place, Christopher Columbus style. They both think of the other as savages. Well, this is the kind of show it is. Just for a warning for those who want to jump in. In the first episode, several of his men get boiled alive. They think that they have hidden intentions for why they're there. And it's not that they take joy from this, but it's just something that's normal. So it's Anjin who arrives in this foreign place and he's kind of thrusted to the middle of this political landscape because Lord Toranaga is an outcast. I want to say. Lord Toranaga is a schemer. He is willing to do anything for what he wants. There's this council and there's Lord Toranaga and he's opposed to them. The heir at this point in the story is too young to ascend to the throne, so they have to make the decisions on his behalf. So the Anjin, he's given a consort, Fuji. And I mentioned Fuji because she's a big part of what I want to see in season 2. The Anjin, who we see this world through his lens because he's like the fish out of water character, literally. Like he wants to leave, but he can't because Lord Toranaga's like, your ship is mine now. Some of his crew members who do survive, he finds them, but they're sort of like in the pleasure district area and they've basically given up. They're like, we're never gonna leave.
I've been training some of them on the cannon already.
To do what?
To help us.
Nah.
We had orders.
We could have turned home, and you know it. Our orders ended when the Captain General sent a shot at the back of his head.
I wish we saw more of them because seeing how different they became, like they went through split paths. Like the Anjin, he's become sort of the toy of Lord Toranaga, while the rest of them, they don't have houses, they don't have status. They're kind of in this pleasure district, just drinking. And there's this woman, Lady Mariko, and honestly, she carries the show. And when she dies, the show was instantly worse without her presence. That's the kind of character she was. The show honestly revolves around her because she is a powerhouse of an actress. Like her and Lord Toranaga, her and him are both great actresses, but it's just something about her that like actively made the show better every time she was on screen. Her death makes sense. It's not like a death that comes out of nowhere. It's the inevitable end for her character in order to continue and complete Lord Toranaga's schemes. It's unfortunate that she's gone, but it makes sense. And Shogun Season 2, I think it could be good. If they're careful and if the writing stays at the same level that it was for Season 1. So for Season 2, what I want to see, because Season 2 has a 10-year time skip, they've said this, the question is, where does the Anjin go from here? He lost Mariko. Fuji has decided to become a nun because she was never his consort of her own will. She was doing it in the service of Toranaga. They have really good chemistry together. The way the romance was handled in Season 1 was really good. I think he should go to the church, trying to find out what made her believe. Like, she's Japanese, right? But she's a Catholic. She tries to explain it to him, but he's like, I'm Protestant. I don't understand. but he can't find it. And maybe Fuji's just a teacher there. I feel like that would fit her. And they reconnect. Of course, the Anjin, he can never replace her dead husband and kid, just like Fuji can never replace Mariko. But I do feel like they could find something together through the losses that they've been through, the minor bonding that they did. I feel like there's something there. And I feel like that could be a very good road to take him on. But of course it depends on the writing, and it would have to be done in capable hands because it's easy, very easy to mess up that kind of thing. Like Fuji, I feel like should be very different. She already was very different from Mariko, but I feel like it would be easy to try, and because of all the reception to season 1 and the reception to Mariko, I feel like it would be very easy to fall into the trap of trying to make her the next Mariko. And I don't want that to happen. I feel like they could find something together that's new. They can't replace their losses, but they can, through each other, learn to move on. As for the plot of season 2, with the 10-year time skip, I actually kind of see what they're going for. The heir will be old enough to either be a player on Toranaga's chessboard, or in order to play himself. Or by the time that season 2 starts, he's the emperor. If the Anjin, they could very easily make him the heir's English teacher, which puts him in a position of power, which could be very, very good television. But like I said, there's a fine line between an extremely good immersive scene between two actors just talking to each other and a very boring scene of two actors just talking to each other. Like there's a fine line of writing where you have to balance on that line. They could even have him join the game of scheming more than he did. Like in season 1, he's basically just a pawn the whole season. Like they use him for their political intrigue because he's clueless. But by the end of it, he has very good knowledge of how the game is played and what kind of person Toranaga is. There's so many ways that this could go. Some are very bad ways and some are very good ways. I'm just kind of afraid. Like it's very hard to make a show where nearly every character is multifaceted and have different sides to them. Except Ishido. I don't like him. I mean, Ishido has his reasons for wanting to go to war with Toranaga. I mean, he's the antagonist of the season basically, and a show needs an antagonist. And since at the end of the season, final episode, Lord Toranaga, he reveals that he has grander ambitions than just more power. A lot of people were already trying to manipulate the heir in season 1, trying to use his army and his influence and him for their own benefits because he's so young. His mother is the one who makes the decisions for him. She's basically his regent, and he's the only successful child of the former emperor. Like the emperor tried to have many children, he just couldn't, which means scientifically there's something wrong with his sperm. I'm just saying. If you're trying many women, you're the problem. But if he grows up to become like belligerent and not a good person, I feel like it would be a more compelling season if the heir is someone who's trying his best, someone who's trying to keep his composure, but there's just so much pressure on him. And at the end of the day, you see that he's kind of still just a kid. In season 1, he's between the age ranges of 7 and 10, I'll say. The 10-year time skip, he would be around between 16 to 20, but I hope they lean on the younger side. It would require more complex writing to have him be trying, but to be influenced by all these people, some who have his best interests and some who don't, and he has to sort of navigate that on his own. His mother would probably be there to help him, but he's the emperor, and he has to learn how to be one on his own. I feel like that requires more complex writing, but is the better road to go down for the story instead of making him a terrible emperor. Like he grows up to be bratty and spoiled. I feel like that's a worse road because it's easier. It'd be very, very easy to write him like that. And that's what I'm worried about. Because the storyline is now original, it would be very easy to take the easy roads. I also feel like it would be very easy to let the power of the actors and actresses. Like there are some people, of course, the fans really fell in love with and people who the fans don't want to see die, like Lord Toranaga. I feel like letting that influence the writing where fan favorite characters suddenly become invincible. I just want the writing to stay smart. I really do. Only time will tell, unfortunately, but that's just a theory. A show theory. It's just what I wanted to share about my thoughts and opinions and theories about what season 2 could, might, or should be. I'd like to hear your ideas and what you'd like to see in season 2 of Shogun. Are you as concerned as I am? Are you excited? Do I sound like a YouTube ad? Like, comment, subscribe, etc., etc., and have a good day.